We would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. G'day, I'm Shell.
Kia ora, I'm Lou.
And welcome to Xena Warrior Nutballs. Hold on to your horsies, Xenites.
Hold your horsies.
Hold on to your horsies, Xenites.
Oh.
We have a phenomenal episode. Oh,
This is going to descend into utter horseplay earlier than usual, I think, because the guest is Kiwi legend Sandi Rayner.
that's right. Oh, what a great yeah-nay episode. You like that bit? Such a bad joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
nay.
I'm glad you got a nay in there because I honestly have been trying to rack my brains how we're going to get it in there. It's done
nay.
now.
It's yeah, nay.
done. Yeah, nay.
Yeah, no. So who is Sandi Rayner? So she started as Xena's riding double and worked her way up to head horse wrangler. How cool.
Yeah, so cool. And if you've watched this show, you understand how very important the absolute fabric, the texture, the every single element of it is ingrained with the horses. Like literally.
I know. Weren't we just fangirling over this? We're like, oh my God, we could have spoken to Sandi for hours and hours and hours. We had so many questions. Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. When you see Xena flying along in a chariot, that's Sandi.
Wow.
When you see her galloping along to Hanger at full tilt on Argo, that's Sandi. And just that like sheer athleticism, that skill that it adds into our formidable warrior Xena. Like Xena would be a lot less impressive if it wasn't for Sandi.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and Lucy Lawless in the 10th anniversary, you know, like in the interview section where they're doing like a watch with me type thing. She's like constantly saying, oh, like check out the horse stunties and oh, they're riding on really awesome terrain here. Like that's a difficult ride. Just full on admiration for like the horse stunties, hey.
Oh, that's so cool. They totally deserve it. She's excellent. She's so lovely. She's so like just intelligent and insightful and she was a really cool person. It was such an honor to get to speak to her.
Yeah, she's a typical Kiwi chick, as us Aussies would say. Like she's just a down-to-earth, soul-to-the-earth legend of a woman.
She's cool.
And she's such a kind, amazing human. She has her own sanctuary. She looks after, she takes in animals.
Yeah, she does. She does. And she talks a little bit about that. So don't worry, we'll give you all the details later on. I guess, though, let's talk about the role of horses or the most important horse
my goodness.
in Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh.
Who is she?
Okay, so this is the big question, Lou. Who is Argo?
Who is Argo? Who makes up Argo? Exactly. And Sandi is the woman to ask. She worked with them all. She knows them all. And she dishes all the dirty, hilarious details on their personalities. It's excellent.
It's so good.
So good. And so Argo is, I guess, in the show, so Argo is Xena's main horse. Xena's horse.
Trusty
Argo
steed.
Is noble steed.
Yeah, so Argo was in the very first episode. Actually, Argo started off as a boy in the first couple of episodes and then later was a mare. So Argo is, I would actually argue that Argo comes before Gabrielle. Ooh, the great debate.
That is a big argument. That is a big argument. And before, what do you mean? In what context?
If shit was to go down, I think Argo would be the first choice.
Right.
She would save Argo over Gabrielle.
Xena would save Argo over Gabrielle.
Yeah, man.
I mean, look, I certainly am not sure that I disagree. Like, Xena loves that girl. She loves
man.
Her. She does. It's really cool having this character because Argo really like softens our warrior princess. We see these sides to her that we wouldn't otherwise get to see. And
yes,
Argo has this excellent sassy personality. Much like Hudson, like, she does not need lines to, like, serve looks. She's excellent.
Yes.
She doesn't take any of Gabrielle's nonsense in the start. I love it. I adore her. A really cool thing that I learned was that Argo is actually the character that appears the third most. She shows up 68 times in Xena.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's obviously only just behind Xena and Gabrielle.
Yeah.
But in the entire Xena-verse, right? So we're talking about Hercules' Legendary Journeys, young Herc. She actually comes in fifth with the most appearances. So you're talking, the only people that are ahead of her are Xena, Gabrielle, Hercules, and Aeolus. And then it's our baby girl, Argo!
It's so good.
I know, it's so cool.
So who comes in next? I mean, just out of curiosity.
So Argo's on 72 appearances, and right on her tail with 71 appearances, it's Kevin Smith as Ares.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, fantastic.
Shell, what's your favorite, like, a Horse Girl episode?
Horse Girl. Ooh. Well, so In Sickness and in Hell is one of my favorite comedic episodes. So that's my number one. I love that episode. The comedy between Xena and Argo is great, and just Argo looking all badass when they put that big spiky thing on her face and like all the armor, and it's like, what's going on? Yeah, it was a really cool episode. That's my favorite Argo episode, I reckon.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one is peak high camp foolishness.
Yes. So what's your favorite then, Lou?
My favorite horsey one is punchlines.
Oh, yeah.
I love punchlines. So cute.
Yes. So sweet. Little Argo, little shrunken Argo.
Oh, yeah. Look, I don't actually identify as a horse girl, but that is a little shrunken baby Argo. Makes me want to be a horse girl.
But I'd have to say, all Xenites seem to me to be very enthusiastic animal lovers. Wouldn't you agree, Lou?
Totally. A lot of, like, we've talked loads about how often what draws us to this fandom, or what draws me, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but I feel like we love it, and for so many different reasons, and being animal lovers is probably part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, Argo dies and has a daughter for the 25-year time jump.
We've got to work on your segues. That was just such a left-hand turn.
It was a left-hand turn. It was, I pulled the reins that way. But it's true. I wish they sort of brought Argo. I wish Argo got frozen.
I know. Why didn't Ares freeze Argo?
Because he wasn't thinking about the horse. Bloody hell, Ares.
Yeah, but it also shows you that, like, despite that enormous time jump, they knew that she was an incredibly important character and they needed her back immediately.
Yes.
They were like, we've done bad. We've got to get her back. How do we do it?
It's like, Argo, oh no, what are we going to do?
All right, Shal, saddle up. Off we go into the interview.
Nay. Nutballs, today we ride. Yes, ride, that's right. With someone who knows the reins, the rhythm, the bond, the instinct. I actually feel this is the closest we are going to get to interviewing Argo herself. It's the one and only horse wrangler, head of department, trick trainer, behind the scenes legend, saddle up Xenites. It's Xena's riding double, Sandi Rayner. Welcome, Sandi. G'day.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Kia ora, Sandi. So cool to have you here.
So, Sandi, would you be able to take us back to the very beginning and tell us, how did you land this gig as Xena's riding double and all those amazing other titles on Xena Warrior Princess?
So, back in, I think it was 93, they filmed the Hercules telemovie here. Yeah. And I was managing a little saddlery shop just out of Auckland, and Horace, the original head of department and head wrangler, he came into my shop. We got chatting. He asked me if I could help him find 25 women that wanted to ride bareback as Amazons down a sand dune. I went, yep, I'm keen. Wow. And that's how him and I became friends. And then Hercules came back as a series, and so we worked on that. And Xena was a 3-part episode on Hercules. That's where it started. Yep. And I met Lucy then, and I was her riding double then, and we became friends. Wow. And then when Xena was picked up, Lucy actually asked for me to be her wrangler, which was a real honour.
Wow.
And that's how Horace was the head wrangler at that stage before he left, and that's how I got into it.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
What an awesome story.
Yeah, it's so cool. Sandi, are you able to describe for us a bit of like, I know there's a lot of roles that you did, but are you able to describe for us a little bit of a day in the life of being specifically Xena's riding double on set?
Yep. Lots of sitting around waiting. Uncomfortable wigs and uncomfortable costumes. It would normally start, you get there early, you get, makeup and wardrobe done, and then you sit around and wait till you be used. I'm a lot smaller than Lucy, and after the first year or so, the production company got in another riding double who was much more like Lucy's build and everything than what I was. Like New Zealand's film industry was very new back then. We were just winging it really, and so as it went on, things got a little bit more, I wouldn't say professional, we were professional, but you'll see in the very early episodes, you might see a shot where Xena is galloping from behind. She's galloping up to the castle gates, and she jumps off the horse, and the guards that are next to her are a head taller than her. But then they turn the camera around, and Lucy comes in, does the last steps, jumps off, and she's a head taller than because I'm so much shorter than her. So yeah, we got a lovely woman called Bex Watts. She was a great riding double then.
Yes.
Yeah, she was great.
Cool.
I did all the opening sequence. We went and we filmed in some crazy locations around Auckland City that you're not allowed to ride in, Cornwall Park and things like that.
Oh, wow.
And the bit where you see the water and the reflection of her and Argo galloping along the beach in the opening sequence. Yeah, that's me on a horse called Aztec that had just fallen over in the water, and we were both soaked in that shot. Yeah, I mean, what an incredible experience to be gifted.
That's
Epic, epic,
That's
man.
so amazing. Sandi, can I just pause you there for a second? This might be a bit left field, but would I be able to share my screen and show you? I've taken a wee video, but I'm actually wondering if you can recognize yourself riding within like a shot in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give it a go.
Because you've just said you were doing the original, the first one, and I was just watching Sins of the Past.
That's one of the early ones, isn't it?
That's the first episode.
The first one.
Yep.
Can you guys both see this screen? Like it's the hills?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to press play. It's going to go for about 20 seconds. I'm just going to skip it for a little bit. Okay. And I'm just wondering if this is you.
Yep.
That's the very first shot in Xena Warrior Princess of Xena, and that's you, Sandi Rayner.
And I think that's at Mangere Mountain in Auckland, actually.
Is it?
And that's on
that
Tilly. Yeah.
On Tilly?
I think that's Mangere
Is that
Mountain.
Tilly?
On Tilly.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So we're totally freaking out right now because that's the first ever image we see of Xena, and that's you, Sandi.
Wow. Didn't know that.
That's so cool.
That is very, very cool.
Cool.
That is just...
May I ask, Sandi, what was it like wearing the famous Xena leathers designed by Nyla Dixon that went on to win an Oscar? What was that like? Was it uncomfortable? Was it comfy?
Being a riding double, my breastplate, like Lucy's was metal and mine was like, I don't know how they made it, the art department, it was softer, so I was a bit luckier.
Yeah.
I'm not a skirt kind of girl, so I always felt a bit out of place, but I mean, it was pretty iconic at the time, I felt pretty privileged.
It's a powerful outfit, hey? It's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So do you have any favourite memories of doubling for Xena that stand out for you?
Oh, gosh, so many memories that are sort of still there, but I think doing the first Chariots was pretty amazing because she's so much taller than me. I had to stand on an apple box and we were going for it at speed through the creek at Bethel's Beach, and the camera crew were having trouble, I think, keeping up with us. And it was, we're also young and brave. It was crazy trying to stand on that apple box in those slippery Xena boots, trying to hold these two horses that were strong. They were, it was fast, and that was really exciting. Yeah, it was, and we got some really cool footage of that. That was pretty amazing.
That's badass.
So that's Chariots of War Season 1. That's amazing that was you.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. If you go back and look, you'll see that I'm hunched down and I'm bracing my arms against the front bar of the chariot because these horses were just about ready to be out of control.
Wow.
You know, they were strong.
Cracking it down to Hinger. That's amazing.
I love it so
It's
much.
Hinger, yeah.
That's so cool, man. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, apart from that, there was lots of times really. I mean, sometimes it was just going from A to B. Once I had to gallop through a village and they had clotheslines of washing hung across the street and I was going under them. I got caught up in the washing and it took my wig off.
Oh no!
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and a bit of hair.
Oh no! Okay.
And I only ever had one wardrobe malfunction, and that was at Mangere Mountain, going straight onto a cruise. So that was, I think it was pretty good in 6 years. I won't tell you the wardrobe malfunction. It was very embarrassing.
Okay. Sounds fair. We will leave that for you. May I ask then, favourites and challenging can kind of be the same thing, but I'm wondering whether you've got any memories of like the most challenging memory you have of doubling for Xena.
Riding centaurs.
Was that you as well?
Riding centaurs is really hard because the horses that Horace was the boss and he got in these hackney ponies, and so they're quite small. And Xena's riding, I can't remember the name of the centaur, but she's riding him somewhere. And because it was all new, all of this CGI and everything was all quite new back then, I had to sit there not bareback on this horse that was predominantly a horse that was trained to pull a cart. It wasn't trained to be ridden.
Bloody hell.
So, and it wasn't ours, it was brought in from down country. And so I had to ride him, but I couldn't hold on to anything because if my hands went forward of the cutoff mark where the special effects guys take the horse's head and neck off and then they put the actor's body on the horse. And so if I put my hands in front of that line, Xena all of a sudden doesn't have any hands. You see what I mean? So I had to literally ride this quite crazy horse bareback at I think it was at Sturgis Road. That was really challenging because, and often if she was on him, Xena or me, and we had to bring him into a mark to stop somewhere, and it had to be pretty accurate because they have to get the actor to replicate exactly the same movement, and then they put them both together. That's how they do it. We would have somebody else would be what they call long reining, which is you have two long reins that are attached to, because there was a bridle on the horse, I just couldn't use it. So you would have these long reins that had fishing wire attached to them, and there'd be someone right out of shot, like way, way back, steering the horse with me sitting there trying to be stoic and look fabulous like Xena does. That was really quite technical. And I think that as a team, we did a pretty good job of it. That was hard.
Absolutely.
I fell off too.
Yeah. But you guys are like superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, we were just doing it. There was no film industry here was very young back then. So, yeah.
It sounds like a really good dose of Kiwi ingenuity.
Yeah, there was.
Can it work with what you had? And I just love it. That's the core of this podcast for us, is celebrating the Kiwis. Number 8, why? Yeah, we can do anything. Just give us a... I love that story so much. And that episode, I'm pretty sure, is Orphan of War, season 2, episode 1. And I think the centaur would have been Calliope, which is like the head of the centaur.
That rings a bell, yes.
Does that ring a bell? Yeah.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
How special. What a cool memory. Thank you so much, Sandi.
You're so good at that stuff, Lou. You just know all your episodes.
It does. It's amazing.
I should get outside and touch grass more, I know. But...
So, Sandi, you worked also as a horse wrangler.
Yeah.
What was a day in a life for you on the set in that role?
Well, as a horse wrangler, you get up really early and you go to the stables and you get the horses packed up in, breakfast, and then packed up in the truck and go to wherever that we're shooting. And then your job is to make sure that those horses are comfortable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like totally, our horses were really well cared for. Like they came first, and the production was really good about horse welfare. Like there was, there was not a lot of rules around horse welfare back then, but it was all our number one priority.
Wow.
And production were really great like that. If something had to be done, it was no problem. So you just get the horses ready and you sit and wait until you're called. And then when you're called, you go on and you do what they want you to do. And and then you take them home and feed the horses and get them into bed and do the ball again the next day.
That's so good.
It is the cutest image I have of Argo getting breakfast and then getting tucked into bed at night. Guys, this is such an animal lovers podcast, like this episode. Fans are going to love it. It's so excellent. So cute.
Is there much of a responsibility as a horse wrangler to like help support, maybe if there's like guest stars coming in and like being near the horses, or
Absolutely.
helping Lucy like with the scene and the ride she's got to take that day, or whatever it is? Is there much of what's your crossover there?
Absolutely. That's like a major part of it. You are there to assist them and you are there to keep them safe. You know, our safety record was really good. Like, you have large animals on a film set and sometimes things go wrong, but safety was really the top priority for everyone. The horse first for me, but, you know, actors, extras, crew, everybody. You've got to be on the lookout all the time. We had a lot of cast that had never even touched a horse before, you know, in real life. So you're involved in all parts of it. Picking up poo to getting Lucy on and showing her what she needs to do, and, you know, helping her if she's having any problems with where she's going, what she's doing.
So our beloved Argo is played by more than one Palomino horse. Are you able to tell us a little bit about the different horses that actually made up Argo?
Sure. So we had Tilly, and Tilly was the face. She was Lucy's riding horse. She was the one that was in all the shots, you know. We had Tilly, and we had, as I said, on that opening sequence, we had a horse called Aztec, but he wasn't quite suitable for on set. It was really hard to get Palomino coloured horses in New Zealand at that time. There wasn't a lot of them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. There's heaps now, but there wasn't then. And then we got, she was actually a little trekking horse. Her name was Barbie, and she was a bit of a dragon, but she was lovely. And Barbie she learnt to rear, she learnt to do liberty, she learnt to nod, yes, she learnt to count. She was awesome. And she was ridden by the stunties. Like, Lucy didn't ride her. Lucy only ever rode Tilly. And we had Mac. And Mac was another Palomino he was predominantly, again, for stunts, rig work, anything with explosives. Mac was a bit you know, he didn't really mind if something blew up next to him. And so they all had, Matt could lie down, Tilly could bow and lay down.
Wow.
So they all had their specific things. Not one horse can do it all. Yeah. And you don't want the lead actress on a horse that's been taught to rear, you know, because even though she might accidentally give it the wrong cue and up it goes. So that's why Tilly never did any of that.
No, she was just fabulous.
She was a lady. She was a lady.
No. She was serving face. She was busy.
Yeah.
She was
so cool.
She was the face, the look.
She was. She's so beautiful. Well, so Mac would have been doing things like, there's an episode where Callisto and Xena body swap, and Callisto in Xena's body cuts Argo, and Argo's fallen on the ground and is like really unwell. That would have probably been Mac, then I assume.
Probably. If he was laying down, it would have been. Yeah. It might have been Tilly, but it depends if we needed her for a main unit.
Yeah.
And he would have done that second unit or something. I can't quite remember who that would have been, but it would have either been Tilly or Mac.
Okay, that's so amazing. And it's an explosive one. So like the
so cool
End Game, which is an episode that Garth Maxwell directed, that is like explosions, and Lucy is on a horse going through a field and there's explosions going. You can see it. It could have been Mac.
If that's the one I'm thinking of, that was Mac, and the riding double was Bex Watts. Yeah. She was amazing, and there's something had gone a little bit wrong that day, and whatever they were using for the explosives was some sort of liquid, and it was blowing up and landing on Bex and Mac that day. You know, just little blots of it. Like, they weren't hurt at all. Yeah. But and that horse just kept going straight ahead. And she rode him beautifully, and he was nobody got hurt, but it was a big day. I remember that. There was lots of explosives.
Wow. Yeah, it was a massive episode. It's enormous. May I ask, what made Tilly stand out? Like, what was the call on why Tilly was the number one girl?
Yeah.
Well, Horace actually found Tilly because obviously in pre-production, before it even started, he had to go out and find a Palomino horse. That's the colour that they wanted. And he found her, and you'll notice in first episodes, her colour is very light. And then as the series goes on, she gets more and more golden. Well, that was because she had lived on a farm, and we cover them, we stable them, like they get a different lifestyle to the lifestyle that she had. And he bought her because there wasn't a lot of them around. She was a bit, she had a bit of a pot tummy and she looked a bit rough, but she had a beautiful nature.
Yeah.
And that was the most important thing. She had been ridden by a little girl.
Oh.
And we felt that her and Lucy would get along, which they really did. They really, really did. Mm.
Well, that leads into my next question, because I've always wondered this for like nearly 30 years. Was the chemistry between Lucy and Tilly real, or did Lucy have carrots in her breastplate?
I never stuck a carrot in Lucy's breastplate, and I don't think she did either. Lucy from day one she had ridden as a child. She'd done a little bit of riding, so it kind of made my job a lot easier. And she loved Tilly, and Tilly was like really soft. She was a beautiful horse. She had a really a lovely, kind way about her. She could look like she was prancing or being excitable, but she was so safe. She would never bark or never do anything. Like, you could just really trust her. Really trust her. So Lucy was very clever at the way that she played, like just with Tilly's lips and that, and brought Tilly into her for those sort of scenes, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. You can see it on the screen. It's just beautiful between them. Yeah. Such chemistry.
Sounds like there's a really nice, maybe like trust and respect between both of them too, with each other. Yeah. They could trust each other. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, was there anyone, like, obviously Lucy sounds like she was a supernatural with Tilly.
She was.
Who do you think was like the most natural second to Lucy when working with horses?
That's a hard one, because we had a lot of people on horses. A lot of them, you would say, like Bruce Campbell, he was comfortable with horses. He was very comfortable. That made him like pleasure to work with.
Excellent.
I would have to say Kevin Smith.
Wow.
Really?
He was a beautiful man. He was so lovely around the horses, and he was such a pleasure to work with. And he didn't know how. He came for lessons out to the stables a few times, and he just got it. You know how actors can just pick things up quickly. And he just got it. But he was so
smart,
empathetic with the horses and kind. I would say Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Oh.
But I remember his kindness towards the animals.
And animals know, don't they? Especially horses. They just... They know.
And actors, they'll say they can ride a horse even if they've never even touched one. We got a lot of them.
Yes.
Right. That's so funny.
So Lucy famously broke her pelvis on, I think it was the Jay Leno show. How were the horses with her after that? How was Lucy after that? Because I can imagine that would have been tough getting back on a horse.
She got really badly hurt. When a horse slips like that, it just comes out of the blue. It's not the horse's fault, and it's not her fault. It shut down production for quite a while. When she came back, obviously, and quite rightly, the production was not happy for her to go on a horse initially, but we took the time, and she did get back on Tilly, and from memory, she never quite took on like the long cantering in shots that she would have easily done before. She didn't. She would just come in the last few steps and do her famous, dismount and things like that. So she didn't ride as much, but she did get back on. Great. And she did ride again.
I can't even imagine how much of a knock to the confidence anything like that would happen.
They're horrible, those sort of falls. Yeah.
It sounds like it was lucky to have such a supportive crew like you guys all around her to be able to get our hero back up into that. Like,
that would have been terrifying.
That would have been.
She's such a trooper.
That's what we keep hearing consistently, is that like kind of her energy kind of permeated through the entire cast and crew.
She's a lovely woman. She is a lovely woman.
So Sandi, in Xena, there were some incredible large-scale horse scenes where there were many horses involved, and I'm just interested to know how you kind of navigated those. So a couple of examples of episodes are like One Against an Army, or Motherhood, or Legacy, when you've got kind of almost like 5 or 6 horses going together at the same time.
You've normally only got 1 or 2 actors on those horses. Okay. The rest of them are experienced riders normally, or experienced riding stunties. I mean, we had a team of wranglers, and you would have people stationed everywhere, like just to make sure we had someone there, like at the start, getting them going, someone at the end. The horses, as I say, we had a team of horses owned by the production company, and we had our own horses that we would bring in from time to time when we needed more. And the horses all kind of knew each other most of the time, knew each other. So it wasn't out of control chaos. Yeah. We did some big ones down in Taupo. I don't remember what Martin.
Cossacks. Yes,
that was big. That we had helicopters and everything flying over them.
Really?
The guys. They were just a whole bunch of Maori boys that were having the best time on their own horses.
Really?
And then we had Martin's double and occasionally him just for the last few steps in and getting off. And yeah, that was pretty epic. That was probably the biggest one I remember. We did a big one at Potu as well, but I just had a baby, so I was working the studio and wasn't there at the time. That was apparently quite epic.
Wow.
Man, I've got goosebumps. That sounds so cool. Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Man, and that would have been Martin Cossacks as Boreas, everyone's favourite.
Boreas, that's right. Yes.
Would that be favourite?
He was a nice guy too. He was really nice. Very softly spoken, eh? You wouldn't have thought that. Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah.
You would not expect that from that character.
Yeah, very soft, yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool. I'm trying to clutch at an episode. I think it might have been Past and Perfect, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some research and find that. But that's so cool. I can totally visualize it too, because he was very like a warlordy, roamy kind of guy.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Cool.
That's cool, man. So I saw a beautiful photo of Tilly, retired at your riding school. It was so special knowing her years were lived out with you. After the series finished, you must have missed all those horses so much. So I was just wondering, did you continue to keep in touch with them for pats? And did stars visit Tilly? Like, did Lucy ever visit Tilly after shooting, or was it all sort of...
Lucy actually, here's something that you wouldn't know. Lucy actually bought Tilly at the end of filming and gave her to me. Because we didn't want her to go to any strangers. And so that's how come Tilly came to me. We just wanted to keep her safe. When she came to me, I had a young baby. And so for the first, I think, year or so after we'd finished filming, Tilly went to another one of the Wranglers, Rosie Miles, and she had a baby. Yeah. And then she came back to me, and she didn't do lessons so much as was just there, you know. Fabulous. She was just Tilly. Everybody loved her. She was so wonderful with the kids. Like I say, she wasn't so much a riding school horse. She was just Tilly. There was a lovely family that lived directly across the road from me, and she lived with them in their paddock right up until her last days. Like, she was literally 20 feet from me, but she was there to her last days. Yeah, she lived, I think she was about 24, 25 maybe when she went.
That is so beautiful.
She was loved right to the end.
Oh.
And I also bought Barbie, Mac.
Barbie.
And Mac. Did you say?
I bought all the Palominos,
yes.
3 of them. And Mac stayed with me until his last days. Barbie retired, and she went to and lived with a lovely art department lady, and she lived out her days there just up the road from me.
I want to cry.
And what else? I had a little grey horse, a little cart horse that I bought as well. I didn't want to let any of them go. And the other Wranglers also bought, Mark Perrott, he bought the harness horses, and so we sort of kept them all pretty much within the family. They didn't get sold off.
Oh, that's so good to hear. That is really, really special.
That is. They were familiar people.
Oh, yeah. They were loved forever.
And Dana Grant? So she had Tilly's daughter?
Yeah, Comet. Yeah. That's the one that Tilly had just after Rosie sold her to Dana. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a funny little gorgeous little horse, very small, but lovely little dun horse, I think.
That's so cute. It's so nice to hear that there was a beautiful ending to all the horses, and that got to retire, and that's really special. So cool.
And deserved it after all their awesome hard work.
Oh yeah, they did. They did some awesome stuff, and you couldn't have not looked after them to the end of their days,
Yeah. And what an amazing story for our podcast, Sandi, that Lucy bought Tilly and gave her to you. That is just such a...
we talked about it, and we just didn't want her to go to, because there was a lot of people that were trying to make money out of selling off bits and bods, and we didn't want that to happen. So she was protected. Lucy made sure of it.
One of our favourite episodes is Punchlines, season 5, episode 11. So Argo, she's magically shrunk into this adorable little miniature pony. There's a really well choreographed scene in it where Renee O'Connor and Mini Argo keep like missing each other. And I'm wondering
In
if
the
you...
store.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly right. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm wondering like how hard is that to coordinate?
Well, that was a funny story actually, because Rosie Miles, she's carried on. I got out of the film industry and she's carried on. She's probably the top wrangler, one of the top animal wranglers in the country here. She bought this little Palomino horse, and her and I talked about it, and we sort of said, wow, what about if, wouldn't it be funny if they wrote an episode where Argo gets shrunk? I proposed that to Rob Tappert, and he wrote an episode about it.
No way!
And so that's how that started. And he'd been an ex-circus pony, if I remember rightly. So he had a few tricks he could rear and do a few things. And so I'm filming that day, we used the nylon long reins to drive him. So they could take out the fact that he was being driven. They could digitally remove the nylon long reins. And then it's just basically one wrangler there letting him go and another wrangler around the corner with a bucket and some carrots, and him knowing when you say, put your hand up and say, whoa, he stops on a mark. And that's how that was done. Rosie she spent most time training him, and then they put it together so it looks better than it probably is.
Hollywood.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. It must take so much like thought, coordination, so much, like you make it sound so simple, but I can't even imagine on the day the actual structures, the coordination, working with Renee as well within it. Like it just must take so much.
Renee is another one that is incredibly easy to work with. She was so lovely to work with the animals. We were really we had some guest actors that came in that weren't as easy to work with. It's not, it wasn't all roses and whatnot, but we were so lucky with Lucy, and both Lucy and Renee, how nice and wonderful they were to work with.
Yeah.
And, they both love animals.
Yeah.
You can see it.
That's the difference.
Yes. So another excellent episode is A Solstice Carol. So that's the Christmas episode. So we have heard that you owned Tobias, the little...
Oh, yes, Flash. She's another one I bought. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So what was his little personality like, and how did he and Renee O'Connor get along?
He was a bit of a dick sometimes. And she really handled him well.
She wasn't having to act much in those scenes from the sounds of it.
He never did anything like unsafe, but if she said woo, sometimes he went, oh well, I'll just woo over there. He was a lot harder than Pilly because she was so easy, but he was challenging sometimes, but he never let us down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, sometimes he'd walk off set, but he never let us down.
And so did he live out his days with you as well?
Being a bit of a dick wasn't so good for the riding school. So I don't actually sell horses. I made a vow to myself years ago I'd never sell another horse as long as I live. So when I buy a horse, if I can't keep it, because, I had a riding school business and he wasn't wanting to be part of it, I will send the horses out on like a long-term loan. So I still own them.
Yeah.
But so if ever I feel that they aren't getting the top life, I will go back and take them.
Brilliant.
So he went and spent, he lived into his 30s. He went to some other friends of mine, and they owned a charter school. So he was surrounded with kids and whatnot, just not riding lesson kids.
Yeah.
So, he was around he had a good long life.
Oh, wow. They've all had such long lives. Oh,
Yeah. That's so cool.
the best. Tobias.
Tobias.
Oh, Flash. That was his name. Flash.
He looks like a Flash.
Flash the dickhead.
So, Sandi, I want to ask you, a fair few of our listeners are not from around Aotearoa, and we've been asking everyone from the cast and crew what their kind of local secrets are. And I'm wondering for you, your local secret and maybe the best places to go horse riding.
The best places to go on a horse trek, you mean?
Oh, that's cool.
You can get there. I think they have them at Muriwai Beach. I know that if they're traveling the country, apparently the Queenstown one is quite good.
Cool.
I don't go on treks because I obviously have my own riding horse, and I live an hour northwest of Auckland, and we have the most beautiful riding places around here. Like if you've got your own horse, it's spectacular. Wow. We just live in such a beautiful country. So I think Muriwai horse treks would probably be a first go-to if they were coming to Auckland.
Yeah, and that's where they shot a lot of Xena.
Yeah, Muriwai, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a bucket list.
So Sandi, with all of your experience on Xena, I'm so interested to know, what are your thoughts on whether they should reboot or should we let Xena lie?
I'm not normally one for reboots, to be honest. However, I think that the world needs some escapism.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since that's what Xena and Hercules was. It was fantasy, it was escapism, and that's what I think made it so popular. And I think if there was ever a time that people need to not see reality TV and not see what's going on in the news and just step out of it for a while, I think as long as they just have to find the right person, and I don't think they should try and replace the Xena character. I think that they should take it as like Xena's daughter rather than I think Lucy should be in it, absolutely, because she is Xena. There is no other Xena.
Nah.
But if Rob could make the storyline a continuation of her and the types of stories that he wrote for that series, I think the world needs it.
I agree. So Sandi, what are you working on at the moment? Like, please tell us about your amazing sanctuary, where people can donate, where they can find you. Are you online? Do you have a website?
Well, I have been in rescue for 30 odd years. And so when I became unwell and I had to close the riding school, I've moved up here, as I said, and I've got gorgeous 15 acres, and I've got the coolest old rescue donkeys you could ever imagine, and these little rescue miniatures that are like 100 years old. Oh. And I was sort of sitting here thinking, at my age, where to now? And I sort of decided to do what you know. I did have a very successful riding school for 15 years after Xena, and I don't necessarily want to teach people to ride, but I have a lot of women friends that come here, and life's gotten on top of them, and they just spend time with the donkeys, and they go away so much happier. And so I thought, well, why don't I do that and try and structure it so that it can help me sustain. I'm not a big rescue. I'm just a little one-man band, but I want to keep it going. And I hate asking people for donations. I feel really bad. So that's why I'm doing that. My rescue is called Little Village Sanctuary, and I have a Facebook page.
Great.
And so that's what I just want to keep on doing. The film industry is a lifestyle, and probably more so for the young now, like my son's in the film industry now.
Cool.
And so maybe not for me, although I went back and did a couple of days for Rosie not so long ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun, but I'd rather be here with my donks and my puppies. And so that's me.
Beautiful.
Well, even though you don't like asking for donations, we will certainly be putting some links out in relation to Sandi's amazing work. She's doing really important, really wonderful work in Aotearoa, and I know that there's a lot of Xenites that this is an important cause to them, close to their heart. So please support Sandi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ngā mihi, Sandi, just so much aroha to you. When we set out on this mission to celebrate the whānau who created Xena, the Kiwis and the Aussies, I'm going to be honest, Sandi, you were one of the first people I looked up. I wanted to know more because it's people like you. It's the hard yakka that created this iconic hero. There are so many mana wahine who made up Xena. There are so many strong women that did. And you are one of those women. So I just want to say thank you so much for your contribution to this hero that meant so much to all of us fans. And thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandi.
Cheers.
Wasn't that the cutest, those stories? Weren't they just the best?
So good. They're it's just so cool because we've got such a different lens into this show behind the scenes. You got such a different vantage point to understand what it was like to create this awesome show that we all love.
Yeah. And how badass the horse team are. Far out. Those guys are hardworking.
Yeah, seriously, cowboys.
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning, straight out the gates, put a spotlight on the story, that amazing story of Lucy buying Tilly for Sandi after the series ended. Hey? Can Lucy get any more of a cooler, amazing, loving human?
It's such a like big-hearted, wonderful thing to do. It's so nice to know that like connection that they had on screen was real, and in such a way that Lucy really wanted to care for Tilly, even like for the rest of her life. And it's so nice. Like who is this woman, Lucy Lawless? She's a ridiculous, amazing, infallible queen, and I kind of almost want to pay someone to say bad things about her because I don't believe it at this point.
I know. Hey, I know. It's every single episode that we've had.
Every single episode, everyone just gushes about her, and it's awesome. It's so cool. Like, it's so inspiring. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I just want to really quickly say that what she did with Tilly is actually really similar to what Viggo Mortensen did on Lord of the Rings for his own horse and his stunt double's horse, where he bought them both and then stabled them locally in New Zealand to like care for them for the rest of their lives.
Oh, that's so good. I often used to wonder what happened to Argo. Finding out that she lived out her days in the sanctuary is so beautiful, but to find out that Lucy made that happen is like even better.
It speaks to the heart of the show, right? Like the greater good of it all, like taking care of community and being part of it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Look, we have to stop and talk and recognize how amazing it is, the fact that Sandi Rayner is the true original first sighting that we ever get of Xena in the show Xena Warrior Princess. She's the first Xena!
Wow. Far out.
In costume, on Argo, like, that just blew my mind. I could not have imagined going in there and us, like, putting that all together. It was just so special.
Yes. What a moment. And Sandy's like so casual about it.
She's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, no worries. It's like, dude, you're the first ever, like, this is our first image of Xena.
In her own show, yeah.
What a cool job. And then she was talking about the cool chariot scene. And like she's standing on a box and she's holding onto the reins and like how exhilarating, how cool, like just fanging it and getting these amazing cool shots.
Yeah.
Because there's some great shots in Chariots of War, hey?
Yeah, I know. And that's season 1, episode 2, right? So it's like cool. From the very, very beginning, they have these these incredible stunts going on. And I feel like we've very rarely seen women in these roles before this.
Absolutely.
And Sandi Rayner is kind of pioneering some of these incredible stunts for women down in little old New Zealand.
Mate, so good. I love the stories about all their different personalities. That Tilly is just like this gorgeous sort of model and gentle and loving and caring and just like this, and she's just serving face.
She's just Lucy. I love that the listeners won't know this, but just 2 seconds ago, Shell asked me what serving face was.
And I spend like 80% of my time with drag queens. And I still didn't know.
Yeah, I know. I love that for you. I feel like I'm in that meme where I'm like, okay, grandma, let's get you to bed.
I like how, because I'm going to point out our next favourite after Tilly was Mac.
Please.
Right?
I love Mac.
Mac. Do-do-do-do-do. We're just going to throw fire at him and explosives. He's like, yeah, no worries.
He's just the chillest lad ever.
And a big horse. Oh.
What a good dude. He obviously helped us get loads of those action sequences. So thank you, Mac. You're
yeah, you're a legend, Mac. You're a legend.
And Barbie the dragon got such a chuckle out of it. He's just the ridiculous oxymoron of the name. It's just too much.
My face hurts from laughing. Oh. This is amazing. They're all our Argos. Nothing beats A Christmas Carol, Tobias. Yeah. Flash the dickhead.
I just love so much that little donkey showed up to set and gave zero fucks.
He gave zero fucks and just like walked off, and poor old Renee O'Connor's like, oh, could you imagine trying to act? Just go, yeah, bring him back. I love it.
I love it so much. He was not starstruck at all. He was just his own. Oh, one thing I need to like, just my brain, right, whenever we're in these interviews and we're going fast and we're throwing out names of episodes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed and I do get them wrong. And I couldn't quite land on the one when she was talking about an episode with Martin Kozacs, because she was saying about how wonderful he was with the horses, about how natural he was and how great he was. I said pass and perfect, but I think it actually, the one she's talking about would have been Adventures in the Sin Trade, part 1 and part 2, because that's one of the few ones, that's the opening episodes of season 4. That's one of the few ones that they actually shot out of Auckland, and she mentioned Taupo, where all the local boys, right? The local boys came down with their own horses and like were part of the shoot. Cool. So sick. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So cool.
Oh, what a great episode, hey? That was such a good one.
It was so good.
Hey, nutballs out there, check out Sandi's Sanctuary on Facebook. It's called Little Village Sanctuary. Yeah. Go in there, follow and support, please. Support her, because she's just a beautiful Kiwi giving back to our animal world.
She's doing Zeus's work.
Yeah, she's doing Zeus's work. All right, Xenites, you can find us at xenawarriornutballs.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Send us a scroll, please.
We've had some really lovely scrolls come through from really lovely people.
Yeah, we have. Oh, it's so sweet.
We got one from Jess in Aussie.
Hey, Aussie. Thank you, Jess.
And we got one from Chelsea and her family, Bailey and Persephone from Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Oh, and we love all the comments on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Spotify. We really appreciate hearing how much you nutballs are loving it. It means a lot to us. Thank you.
We do. I mean, like, it's so heartwarming to have you guys part of this journey with us.
Yeah.
We love having you all part of our whānau. One big family. So sorry I derailed you, Shell.
I went off my horse track, guys.
We did. And it was me that led you down the garden path.
I think I was at, like, you can find us at Facebook. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast and Podbean. We're on YouTube as well, which is pretty cool. And guys, make sure to rate us 5 stars. It helps to get these stories out there, and these stories have to go on and on and on and on.
Exactly right. It helps us be more discoverable easily due to mathematical algorithms I don't deign to understand. So please do.
Yeah. All right. Battle on, Xenites.
Ka kite anō. We'll see you again soon.
Can you say goodbye in horse, do you reckon, Lou?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, of course I can.
Of course, yes. Of course I can. I'm so glad you asked. I've been waiting for a really long time. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Count me in.
Count you in. Tapping my hooves. Ooh, I think your accent made it sound like a swear word.